Hey, it's Chef K. Hey, we're doing banana bread. We've got some bananas here that are a little too ripe to eat. They're not really over-ripened as much as I would prefer, but that's what we got. You can use them a little more overripe than that. You can also freeze them if you want to. Save them for later, but these are pretty good because they're mashing up pretty nice. Usually use 3 bananas if they're medium size. If they're big, it might only take a couple. If they're small, it might take more than that. Mash this up real good until it starts to put out a little juice. So that's 3 bananas. We've got, go here and get a towel. We've got 2 cups of flour in here. We've got 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of butter, which is a full stick of butter. Do yourself a favor and set the butter out and let it get soft. You don't want to try to do this with butter that's come straight out of the fridge. Yeah, you want them mashed until they start to put off some juice. So like I said, 2 cups of flour. We'll finish up here with our ingredients. We need a teaspoon of baking soda. There you go there. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Gotta have salt for the baking. That's close enough. Pretty tiny. Alright, and we need a couple of eggs. What we're going to do first though, mix your salt and your baking soda, incorporate that in your flour. You don't want to put your wet ingredients in before you do that, so be sure and stir your dry ingredients together, get them incorporated. We're going to take this and put it in here. Actually, we're going to take it all, put it in there. Let's get a couple of eggs in there. One. I'm no better than to crack on an edge, but oh well. Luckily, no shell fell in. Let's go ahead and put our flour in there. Right. This is a really easy recipe. I'll put the recipe in the description. Alright, now what we gotta do is get it all mixed up. So we've got our eggs down there, we've got our, and you know, you can use whatever you want. I'm kind of a spatula guy. I like the plastic spatula myself. I can scrape the bowl, get everything away from the sides and get it incorporated, and I don't have a whisk or anything like that. And this is a little more than I want to do with a hand mixer. Kind of makes a mess. But you can certainly do it with this. You can see how it's coming together just fine. And you know, the more rustic the bread is, the banana bread is, the better I like it. You end up with one that's all smooth and looks like wheat bread. That's not appetizing. To me, anyway. We're not putting any nuts in here, so we've got part of the crew is not in love with nuts, so we won't be doing that. Next, we got a 9x5, 5x9, whatever you want to call it. It's a loaf pan. This is my meatloaf pan here. We're gonna spray it. You can grease it, you can do whatever you want. I'm big on the spray. This thing is, these little copper pans are almost non-stick anyways, but we'll get a little insurance that that dude will just pop right out of there by putting a little bit of spray on there. Cooking spray. It's just regular, it's not olive oil or anything fancy. It doesn't have flour or any of that crud. It's just plain old 70s cooking spray, right? Alright, that's about it. We'll get that. Kind of put a little bit of something on there. Don't lick your finger. The eggs are raw. You'll probably be alright, but don't need to do that. Alright. So we're going to put this in the oven for about, we're going to cook it for about, in my oven, with my funky temperature, we're going to go 350 for about 45 minutes. And then we're going to check it. So there she is in there. We're going to do 350 for about 45 minutes. So let's crank this thing up here. Look at that, he knows how to work the clock anyway, see? Alright, 45 minutes, we'll come back and see how we look. May stop, we may not. Alright, there we go. 50 minutes, 5-0, 50 minutes at 350. All ovens are going to be a little bit different, so I would suggest that you set it for 40 minutes, not more than 45 minutes at 350, and then check it in this size pan. I put a toothpick in it at 45 minutes, and it came out a little bit wet, so we did 5 more minutes, and now it's perfect. What I'm going to do now is let this thing sit for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to turn it out on this wire rack. Right. Turn this bad boy out. There you go. Now we'll let this cool, and then we'll plate it. It's great in the morning with butter on it. You can toast it, you can fry it, you can put it in the microwave and warm it up. You can even make banana bread French toast with it, which we may do. Got a big old healthy slice of the banana bread, a couple of pats of butter on there. That dude's getting, it's nice and warm. Let's see what we got here. A little butter. That is pretty good. Got some hot coffee. See you next time.